All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to Financial Intelligence Masterclass. This is featured for the Staple Crew and Mr. Simon Sez Crypto, and we are here to help everybody prosper. This is educational for everybody. I am Edward Pereira, your host. My co-host, good friend, and business partner Attila Hevesi is here. Mr. Simon Sez, and we may get a visit from Mr. Alan Staple. We also have another great special guest, Mr. Ed Barsano. It's kind of like, what do I say, Ed? It's kind of like jamming Einstein together with Bill Gates, with Warren Buffett, and you end up looking like this, right?
Thanks for not saying Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, wow. No Pee Wee Herman. But the genius, there's a long way to say the genius, Mr. Ed Barsano, that has created a platform that allows everybody to prosper. This is going to sound like a joke when I say it, but you're going to hear it back up and you're going to see it backed up with facts. He has literally conquered the stock and crypto markets to where you can make money in your sleep 100% unattended. Yes, it sounds too good to be true. Your mother was right 99% of the time. If it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, except for the 1%, what you're going to see in here tonight. So with that, thank you to everybody. Simon, you want to say a couple words and then I'll go into expectations. And then you tell us where to drive from here and we'll keep going.
Sure, perfect. Well, first off, I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for allowing me to be on the panel this evening and going forward. And also, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for showing up and bringing your guys' questions, because any question at all, as you guys know, is just going to help evolve all of our perspectives with this, man. And it might, you guys might even ask a question that might trigger Ed going, I thought about that when I was building this, but I backed off. But maybe it's a time that we add that little bell and whistle to the trader or to the platform. So no question is a dumb question, except the one that doesn't get asked.
That's true. That's true. Yep. And I'm glad you said that, Simon. And thank you. It is this is a very interactive community of people that are tired of being BS'd and lied to in the current financial system, because 99% of what you've been taught growing up is a scam. How to keep you just over broke. That's why they call it a job. You're taught how to go to school, get a job, trade time for money. I don't know about you, but I'm all out of time, and I want to find things that are smarter, not harder, to do things that buy my time back. A little personal intro to this is when I met Attila, and Attila told me about the relationship with Mr. Barsano and how he created this thing. And I'm like, come on, man, really? It doesn't exist. That does not exist. Well, I'm telling you, I'm the convert. What has it done for me? I have employed this, become very good friends with both of these gentlemen, and brand new to Alan and Simon, but we're off to a great start. This system has allowed me to build a legacy for my children's children from a financial perspective. It has bought me time back. I have an 11-year-old. I'll be 61 in 2 days. I have an 11-year-old that's going to be, or a 10-year-old that'll be 11 in 3 weeks. And I cannot tell you how blessed we are to have this opportunity to share with you, because we're here to share. We're here to educate. Anybody that's been in the space can spell crypto. They know what's going on. We'll talk about market manipulation. We'll talk about all that stuff. But I appreciate you tolerating my diatribe about what this has done for me. And my hopes are, all of our hopes are, is that it will bless you in ways that will buy time back for you. So with that, I am going to set some expectations for what you're about to see tonight. Please give me a thumbs up as soon as I can get this bigger.
Yeah, it's on its way. Yep, it's good.
All right. So think of one word, because this is what makes the difference. You're here to learn
Joker,
something.
Joker.
Not that
Oh,
word.
I'm sorry. I thought you said think of one word.
Not that word.
That's
That's
two
it.
words.
With your inside voice. So you're all here investing your very, very valuable time, and we appreciate that. We're here to create and plant seeds for a transformation. Unless you can, you're free to leave the masterclass now if you can say yes to this question. The question is do you have more money that you want?
All right. Well, I'll see you guys. You want me to stick around?
All right. Have a good night, Ed. Take care, buddy.
Good to see
Appreciate you
guys,
showing
man.
up. If you could pay the tab on your way out, we'd appreciate that.
Other than the clowns that do not have a stand-up comic show that get paid for it, we're all here because is there enough money? I guess there's enough money, but would we all like to have a little bit more that buys time and freedom?
Sure.
Absolutely. So thank you, both of you clowns at Bookends, for chiming in. That we appreciate that very much. So think about the word transformation, and does this potentially, this information, give you the opportunity to transform your part of your financial life. So you're going to see about a 45-minute deep dive into Go Baby Trade, which is the platform created by Mr. Ed Barsano. You're going to see two systems as an example. You're going to see a system that I used that is relevant to the next bullet point, the $1 billion report. I did an experiment with, and you're going to see so many valuable tools within this system. And by the way, you're going to be provided links that are that represent a substantial discount to the retail price on the 3-year license. But even before you do that, the link that we provide will take you to a space where you can do all kinds of homework. Now, I'd be stunned if you don't walk out of the back of this demonstration and presentation shaking your head going, what? Because this platform, this automated crypto trading platform and money management platform does not exist anywhere else on the planet. If you hear bought this or bought that, or somebody promising you 6,000% return a day, it's a lie. This does not exist anywhere else except through this platform. You're going to see what I've deemed a $1 billion report, which is a report that's issued monthly within the system that identifies optimal trading opportunities. Now, the system works on volatility, or another little key that I've quoted is that it eats volatility. It literally takes advantage and positions you to where the market cannot move. You've trapped it. You'll hear that in detail from Mr. Barsano, that it does not move without paying you. You're going to see a live demonstration of a real platform, not just my simulation. My simulation has a great value, and you'll understand that when we show it. And then you're going to understand what it means to truly have a system that's set it and forget it, that's highly secured, which is different from anything else on the planet. So you remain completely in control, 100% of your funds. No one has access to your account, not even this trading platform. It only has the authority to send buy and sell orders to your platform on your behalf, 24/7, 365. So shield your eyes, because it's all going to be read in a second. Okay, I'm not going to read it word for word, but this is we're here sharing this knowledge as educational, informational purposes only. We're not here as financial advisors, investment, tax, or legal advisors. You're in the wrong space. We are here to show you factually what this platform does. When I say factually, it's going to be based on past performance. Future performance is not indicative, but I can tell you in a 90% down market since this product and platform was released in April of 2021 to now, we're in a 90% down market, and it still makes money. I'll call on Simon to talk about what happened in the flash crash that was surprising to us, not so much to us, and certainly not to Mr. Barsano, because he knew it was coming and how his Go Baby Trade would react. But you'll hear some input from Simon and what his crew has been hearing. We're not guaranteeing any results. You're here as whatever you see as is. Not trying to scare you away, but just to say, listen, we're going to give you facts, not fiction. It's going to sound like hype, and I sound a little like hype because it's not for any other reason of the transformation that I told you that I personally experienced for me and my family. So we have a great crew. We've got Simon and Alan. We've got Mr. Barsano. We've got Attila and myself that are all represented in this community to give you 6-star white glove service. We will put all of this information as we go into the chat, so you won't leave without it. We've created a community that you can talk amongst yourselves. If you have more questions, then do your discovery. This is the Stable Crew exclusive link that will give you $1,000 off a 3-year license. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then I talked about posting the replays on financial intelligence. It's all here for you. And with that, I am going to, let me mention this. So I see questions coming in. We're leaving the chat open. So what we found exciting was that people that own the trader have feedback that's better than anything else that we could say. Don't believe what we say. I mean, I'd like you to believe what we say, but be skeptical. That's a good trait to have. But if you have a question or go, oh my gosh, this is too good to be true, you can find people show up in the chat unsolicited by us that will go, this is the real deal. To include the gentleman new live with us, Mr. Simon Sez. He's experienced it firsthand, and he'll get a chance to share that as well. But with that, let me turn it over to my co-host Attila Hevesi to start your engines. As I always say, put your 6-point racing harness on, because you're going to see things that may cause you to fall out of your chair and bump your head, and we don't want to be responsible for that. So a little bit of levity with that.
You need to add that to the disclaimer.
What's that? Oh, don't bump your head. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Edward. Good intro. Let me just do a little bit of house cleaning here. Housekeeping. Number one, if you do have a question, we prefer the questions actually go into the Q&A. If you don't mind, just to keep it a little more organized, because we'll be asking all of your questions and directing them at Mr. Barsano or Edward or myself. Also, I have to piggyback on the red section. Remember all the letters, the disclaimer a few minutes ago? Actually, there is a guarantee here. The guarantee is this: the trader will make you as many or as much profit as the market allows it to. This is totally 1000%. As brilliant as this software is, it's truly amazing, and you'll hear the story in a few minutes. That's my job, to tell you how I met Mr. Barsano. And as a result, we're all here tonight, so that's pretty cool. But I've seen this since 2012. And as brilliant as this creation is, it's still up to the market. If you've got 2 or 3 weeks when the market's not doing anything, just because there's not enough profit coming in, it doesn't mean the trader is not working for you, because what it's doing there, it's building your inventory. You'll hear more of that from Mr. Barsano, but just based on a few comments I'm seeing already, everybody needs to understand that. It's all market dependent. So when Alan Staples says you could expect more or less about $50 of profit a month every $1,000, it's market dependent. It might be 30, it might be 20. He may be way off. It might be 120. You see what I'm saying? So keep that here at the forefront of your mind, as well as a few other things that I'm going to ask you to keep at the forefront of your mind in about 10, 12 minutes. So why are we all here? Well, an interesting thing happened after Mr. Barsano graduated from the Navy. He landed a job hired by Bill Gates at Microsoft. This is mid-1980s, folks, when Microsoft was like booming. And their phones didn't stop ringing off the hook, but he was a master programmer there. He was the lead on most projects, and he doesn't like it when I say this, but he really was a rock star there for almost 10 years. He retired. He retired a young man. He was under the age of 40, and started buying those tech stocks, because the internet revolution, 1995. And in 2000, there was a major stock market crash. He lost 60% of his wealth, roughly. Now, I used to say, unfortunately, he lost that much money, but it's actually very, very fortunate for the world and all of us, because he said, I feel like I was robbed. I'm going to hurt somebody for that. And he used his programming prowess and went on a mission. And his mission was to level the playing field and allow the average person to be able to have success in trading without doing anything. They could just download the software, let it go, and the software will do everything. It's not gambling. He took the gambling out of it. He took the emotion out of it, and it worked amazingly well. He launched it actually right around 2001, somewhere around there. Now, fast forward to 2012, a good friend of mine said, Attila, let me ask you a question. How would you like to make money in the stock market and not do anything? And I was like, that's not possible. What are you talking about? So he said, no, there's a way. I want to introduce you to this former Microsoft guy. You got to meet him. So I met Ed Barsano in about 20 minutes, and I said, time out, say no more. I want to buy this software because, see, I'm a major non-technical person. I'm a big picture sentiment guy. Yes, I've always wanted to make money in the stock market, but no, I didn't want to learn how to be a day trader. I don't have the patience for that. I'm not wired like that. But when I saw that there was automation, folks, this was amazing back in 2000. It was amazing in 2012. It's amazing now, but imagine 25 years ago or 13 years ago, I was blown away. So I put it to work. Now, I must say, caveat, back then, it was very cumbersome to download the software. It took 60 to 90 minutes, very, very unlike today. But once it was downloaded, get this, it turned itself on every Monday morning when the stock market opened at 9:30, traded for you all day long, taking profits where it could, buying more at a lower price when it went down a certain percentage that you set it for. And at 4 p.m. when the stock market closed, the trader shut off. 100% unattended. What does that mean? That means zero interaction required by us, zero screen time. Folks, when I tell you this thing was a mind blower, it was a mind blower, especially for back then. So I actually helped Mr. Barsano market it through a marketing company that I had come in touch with or come to know. And in 2 years, they sold actually about $16 million worth of licenses. I mean, these things were flying off the shelf. Great, great track record. Everybody was happy with it, except some people like me weren't that technical. And I finally figured it out. And I even knew how to do some of the settings, because back then it was 10 pages of settings. Now it's one. But what happened was, just to fast forward, not to bore you. And by the way, my background, I forgot to mention, my background is 100% financial. Everything back in when I first got to Florida, I was a financial planner with Mass Mutual. I raised money for mining projects. I've always been in financially related endeavors. But in 2017, I got a taste of Bitcoin mining, and I made money, and I caught the fever. And then life got really busy for me. I couldn't concentrate. So in 2020, September, I decided I was in the right place at the right time. And I said, you know what? I missed the internet revolution. There's no way on earth I'm missing this one, because to me, it was way too fascinating, way too lucrative. And I saw that the train already in 2020 had left the station. There was no turning back from this, even though the regulatory tide was still very much against crypto back then and blockchain and all that. So exactly the middle of March 2024, I'm sitting at my desk. I had a little bit of a frustrating day, and I'm a cash flow guy. When I was young growing up, my parents said cash is king. I believe that's out the window. I believe that's been replaced with cash flow is king. And the reason I say that is enough cash flow for the month, at the end of the month, life's good. Not enough cash flow, life can be tough. So I love cash flow, and I've been searching over the last 3.5 years. And I'm talking about, let's pretend it's March 2024, the previous 3.5 years. I had actually joined 5 cash flow projects in the crypto DeFi blockchain space. And unfortunately, I had lost money on all five. I made money in like one, I think maybe two. But overall, I made a lot more money than I lost, but I lost quite a bit. And that hurt. And I'll tell you in a few moments why I lost that money. But the bottom line is I'm sitting there going, gosh, I got a good portfolio. I'm a hodler, but because I'm a cash flow guy, I want my crypto earning more crypto on itself. Why? Very simple. I subscribe to the Warren Buffett theory. He said many years ago, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. I believe in that wholeheartedly. So I'm racking my brain, and it took me a full day, but thankfully it hit me between the eyes. 24 hours later, I'm like, oh my God, I lost touch with my buddy Ed Barsano. I'll bet somewhere along the line in the last 3-4 years, he has developed a trader for crypto. I still had his number in my iPhone, thankfully. I dialed him up. We spoke for 3 hours, and he confirmed my hunch. He said, Attila, yeah, I mean, I launched a crypto version. I started from ground zero, and I built it, and I launched it in April of 2021. And I said, that's great news. And he said, listen, it's light years ahead of the stock trader. And I said, why? Why do you say that? Now, folks, this is where the rubber meets the road. So please listen carefully. He said, Attila, to make money in any kind of trading, you need lots of volatility. There's no asset class on planet Earth with more volatility than crypto. And I agreed. I know that. Number two, he said, stocks trade 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7, 365. Big advantage, truly. And I agreed again. But number three and number four really got me. He said, Attila, I made it web-based. It's not downloadable software anymore. Frankly, I wasn't 100% sure what that meant. So I said, what do you mean by that? He said, well, if you buy the license from me right now, I can have you trading live and connected to your Coinbase in under 10 minutes. I said, get out of town. That's definitely much different than 13 years ago. So I did. I pulled the trigger. I said, giddy up, let's go. I bought the license on the spot. And in 8.5, 9 minutes, I was connected live to my Coinbase, trading live. Now, folks, that was a world of difference to me. And I saw that as a big, big deal. Easy. I mean, you don't have to know anything about anything to get this thing going live. Number four, to me and to all of you, should be the most important thing. And here's why. He said, Attila, I connected an API connection. This connects to your own Coinbase or your own Kraken account, which means that you and only you control your crypto. And I said, oh my gosh, that is the holy grail. Because you remember a few minutes ago, I said I lost all that money in 5 different projects. Why did I lose that money? I sent it to an external wallet or a third-party company wallet or exchange. I wasn't controlling my own crypto. That's a biggie. So the trader just sends the buy and sell signals to your own Coinbase or Kraken account. Your money stays in the exchange. The trader does not hold your money at all. Okay, so that blew me away. So I said, Ed, we got to bring this to the world. So that's why we're here. Now, I do want everybody, I mentioned a few minutes ago, I'm going to ask you to keep 2 more things at the forefront of your mind. Number one, you're going to hear this. You're going to get sick and tired of us saying this. Set it and forget it. When we say that this is set it and forget it, please, please, please take that literally. There's no interaction needed by you after the setup and you're live, which will take you under 10 minutes. This is not copy trading, literally 0 screen time needed. If you go out of the country and you have no internet, no computer, nothing, it's still working on Mr. Barsano's servers. Literally, you don't have to do a darn thing after you go live. Now, the second thing I'm going to ask everybody to keep up here in the forefront of your mind is just imagine and think about what this man has created here. This has never, ever been done. Like my business partner, Edward, said, this has never been seen before without anybody being an accredited investor, without anybody knowing anything about trading, without anybody knowing anything about crypto. You hardly have to know anything about computers. You could now automate a portion of your financial life and make money while you sleep. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's really, I mean, if I wasn't using this thing for the last 18 months and have a 12-year history prior to that with Mr. Barsano, I would have a hard time believing it. I told you I had a hard time believing it when my friend was introducing me to him. But it's as real as it gets, over 3 million lines of code. And this man's got 50 years of programming experience and 25 years of programming autonomous robotic traders, and now with AI in the crypto space. By the way, the stock trader is still available, but I mean, the crypto market's so much more volatile. I don't know why anybody would want to trade that. Maybe if you want to trade silver all day long or something like that, Mr. Barsano has people that do that. But anyway, before I introduce Ed, I do want to ask Edward, do me a favor. You have a simulation account that you switched about 7 months ago that has some incredible results. Can you share that with everybody? Now, folks, again, his trader might not be the same as your results that you would get after 7 months, because you might use different coins. The market conditions may be different. Maybe your results would be 50% of what you're about to see. Maybe your results would be double. We don't know that, but take a look at this. Edward, do you mind sharing?
Indeed.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's get it.
All right. Give me a thumbs up. Oh, looky here. That was unplanned.
Holy cow.
See that? So
that's perfect.
So it literally, it may not be a whole lot of money, but it sold a position of Pepe for $13. Guess how much I had to lift a finger to do that? None. And then you'll see it. Let's see down the bottom. Here is that trade, Pepe, right? At 12:24 today. I've not looked at my this trader since, but I'm going to give you just to highlight an overview. So these top 4 coins with Pepe, Ondo, and Bonk are in, as is everything that trades on Coinbase and Kraken, are in what I refer to as the $1 billion report. At the time, this was started. I started it March 25th of 2025. So it's been going for almost 7 months. It'll be on the 25th of this month. It'll be 7 months. So I started with 100,000, but don't look at the account value because it has been collecting inventory. If you look at the symbols, everything that's in parens after that are the individual lots that I own in this trader. Now, haven't mentioned it to now, and I'll mention it now. The platform has been designed and programmed specifically to never, not once, ever sell at a loss. The part of the money management system, and we'll get deeper into this when Mr. Barsano talks about the details of Go Baby Trade, is that it collects inventory as the market drops, collects, as he likes to say, stock the shelves of your virtual 7-Eleven, only to then catch the spikes, which if you think you can outthink 3 million lines of code, good luck. But every time it spikes, up or down, as I talked about, this eats volatility. So in your sleep, overnight, during the day, when you're not looking, flying from East Coast to West Coast, it's working for you. The market cannot move, and we'll talk about the parameters and the default settings. It cannot move generally 3% up or down without either buying another position for you or selling at a profit. Now, I call it micro trading. Some people call it scalping. It is literally autonomous and 100% hands off. Don't pay attention to it, other than you may want to occasionally look at it and see how much money it's made. So in that little bit over 6 months time, autonomously, without me touching anything, it's generated $45,583.85 without touching it. Now, if that's not exciting, in 6 months, say it's 6 months, say it's a little bit over 6 months, you double that and you're looking at a 90% plus return on your money. And in this period of time, not what I mentioned earlier, that since the platform was released in April of 2021, the market's been down better than 90%. I can't even get my hands wide enough to cover it, but literally has made and you'll see an example that it is made multiples on your money in a very large down market. Why? Because of the money management aspect. Yes, the AI piece features in the system are great, and which you'll know a lot more about when Mr. Barsano has an opportunity to speak. But it hasn't even deployed all of my money yet, and we'll touch on that because somebody had a question on that in the chat. But if I said to you, is 100% on your money, or 50%, or 60, or 80% on your money okay? The answer should be yes, because I don't know where you could make anywhere near that. 30%, 40%. It doesn't exist, except for 25 years of or 50 years of experience and 25 years of refining a machine that literally is the ATM of you.
Hey, Edward.
There's a whole, yes, sir.
Did you cover the fact that the trader doesn't know that if it gets the same results?
Did not. So this is in simulation mode, has been since I have set this particular trader up. I've got other live traders of my own, but this simulation and this tweaking was to prove a point to myself based on the additional tools that I call the $1 billion report, and many, many other tools that allowed me to not even have to do the homework of which coins do I pick, right? We get common questions. How much money do I need to put in to make money? What coins do I choose? All of that's going to be addressed tonight, but not to prove anybody right or wrong. I just wanted to see how the machine would work over time. And it did. Bonk, Ondo, Pepe, and Whiff were in the top 10 of the highest volatile trading, successful, profitable trades in the $1 billion report. And that'll make a lot of sense when you actually see it. But
could you repeat that one more time, Edward, please? Could you just repeat that one more time slower for everybody to catch everything that you're saying there so they understand something that comes up later in this presentation?
Yes.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, I don't normally do this, but let me just go to the high trade account report. This is the $1 billion report. So it's issued on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. This records all profitable, and those are all the trades because it does not sell at a loss. All of the trades in the highest volatile coins in it, and it by default looks at the average of the previous year's close. Swift, SPA, I'll use as examples. Last year, 1,239 profitable trades, 1,233 profitable trades. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Barsano. Is this in the last 12 months or is it by calendar year?
No, it's trailing 12 months.
Okay. All right. Cool. Then trailing 12 months. And then it gives you the lowest month, the average per month, what they are. We'll go into a lot more detail, and it'll tell you by month for the last 8 months what the trade counts were. To Simon's ask for recall and restate, this takes all of the fun out, or not fun, all the confusion out of the market. It puts you in a position where the tools within the system do all the work for you, or at least 99.9% of the work. And even if you care to know if they're a meme coin, a utility, or whatever, an NFT, those are highlighted. If you each one that looks like a hyperlink, it is a hyperlink. It'll take you right. If you care what Swift does, you can click on it and you can go look at it. But it's no longer closing your eyes and throwing a dart. You are now 99%, I'll say 100% better than a fully trained for years crypto or stock trader, because you don't have to do anything. In the background, all the systems that are connected to this platform do all the work for you. I don't know how much more on a silver platter anybody could ever want about it. Now you know why I'm so excited about it, amongst all the other things I shared with you. But the system never sells at a loss. It collects inventory. It allows you to do your own research, as Mr. Hevesi will touch on a couple of times. DYOR, do your own research. We will give you those links, which are directly in the discount link will allow you to look at all of these reports and help you. If it makes sense to automate part of your financial life, great. We're not here to sell it to you. We're not here to not sell it to you. But it's kind of hard not to fall off your chair and want to potentially invest in a platform that makes it boring to make money. Boring to make money. With that, let me go back to, I think I covered everything, at least on the surface of the trader. I'll take you back here for a second. I'll turn it back over to Mr. Hevesi. But again, set it and forget it. That's a decent income. So if you continue to add to your positions and just let it keep going, we call this, and you'll hear us refer to this a couple of times, this is a life trader. If I said to you, take all this off the screen, I said, hey, I have a system to where if you give me $1, I'll give you 3 in 3 years. How many dollars would you give me? Simon, how many dollars would you give me?
Every dollar I got.
All of them. That is his bull.
I apologize. Some of that money would have went to an IBC policy, but nonetheless, I would get every dollar I could to use as fast as possible.
And you can't boil it down any more than that. If we were in a situation where the market's been up 90% in the last 3.5 years, that wouldn't have nearly the impact as what I just said. If you follow the crypto market, if you don't follow it, then go look it up. Look at how far prices dropped. This literally still makes you money. It removes as much risk as possible, other than the world may come to an end. But other than that, it's the ATM of you.
All right. Thank you, Edward, for sharing that. Great stuff. All right. Now, folks, I'd like to introduce you to Ed Barsano, the creator of Go Baby Trade. And Ed, as per usual, I know you have your insights, but just make sure you cover for everybody, the differences between, we hear a lot of this stuff about AI bought this, AI bought that. And, it's just, in my opinion, it's not even in the same galaxy as this, because this has the full money management system in there, but definitely cover that. Should
I be nice to him, or should I? What do you think?
It's our first one in a while, so be nice. Yeah.
I vote the opposite. Get it out of the way.
Get it off the table.
Rip the Band-Aid off and let's continue.
So I see, Mr. Barsano, you've been recording copious notes on your iPad
on my Apple 101 device here. Yes,
man. How long does it take to charge that thing?
Well, first off, thank you for inviting me to speak to your audience. Thank you
for being here.
The Staple crew, is it? Yeah.
Yes, and the Simon Sez Crypto crew. That's a tongue twister, but
yeah. Well, we just put it all under the crew. We just say the crew.
Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really a biker gang.
No, a gang would incite terrorist organizations and violence. We are enthusiasts. Yeah.
Well, I thank you for letting me speak with your audience. There's a few things. Boy, there's a lot of stuff you were saying that, I couldn't keep that many notes. Stuff I wanted to talk about. Right off the beginning, you mentioned, besides the fact that you've been saying I've been programming for 50 years, it makes me sound like I'm 100 years old. I have been programming for 51 years, but it still makes it sound like I'm so old.
We should just say half a century.
Yeah, that's better.
That's worse.
That's awful. That's even worse. Some people try to play the age card with me when I'm talking to, when I'm doing support. Somebody will say, well, I'm 71 years old. And I'm like, hey, man, we would have been in high school partying together. What are you talking about? You're old. What? Can't play the age card with me. You're as old as you feel, I guess. I feel like I'm 19. Anyways, you did say it's all a scam out there. All that stuff out there is a scam. And, I rethought that while you were talking, and a lot of times I feel that way. And I think it's the way they present their stuff that makes it a scam, is because they don't know what they don't know. And they're creating stuff, and they're only creating something based on what they do know. And they think they you know, that, you know, they're experimenting, and then they're expecting you to use your real money on their experiment. And to me, that's what makes it a scam, you know. And anyone trying to guarantee you returns, I saw a few of the chat messages out there, and mentioning how much am I going to make this month and stuff like that. Attila touched on that. Hey, that's up to the market. The harder the market wants to hit me, the harder I'm going to hit back. When I say me, I mean the trader. It's going to say, fine, you want to go down, I'll go down there with you. But now I own stock, I own crypto down there. Now what are you going to do, market? Because you can't wiggle without giving me money. So you want to keep going lower, I'll buy more at a lower price. The software's doing money management so that it ensures you have money all the way down. And that's going to be one of the biggest criticisms that I get when you sign up right away, is you're going to say, how come all my money's not in play right now? I want all my money working for me. It is working for you. It's just not going all in. You're not going to buy a bunch of coins. If you buy it all up here and then the coin drops 70%, and you're sitting up here, that's like having a drawer full of silver dollars and the coin drops. You know, I watched silver go from $20 to $11. I've been trading silver for 25 years, and a lot of people have, just on the wiggles, just constantly taking money. But we watched it go from $20 all the way down to like $11. And if you're sitting in silver in your drawer, well, you're missed thousands of trades, and you're not even going to break even until it goes all the way back up there. If you bought it at 20 and then it goes down to 11. So, you know, the name, you got to do proper money management, and, you know, that's what the software does. So when you talk about a scam, I just don't think that they know what they haven't been doing it for a lifetime. I've been doing it for 25 years, you know, and, you know, for some, this might be a new audience. They don't know me. I retired from Microsoft in '95 with millions of dollars. And then I was in all the tech stocks. I didn't know anything about the market, but I was in all the tech stocks, and they were all going straight up. Some of you older folks might remember that, when the market was going straight up in the 90s. But then in 2000, the market crashed and 60% of my wealth vaporized. And that's when I said, my exact words were, you picked on the wrong guy, baby. I'm going to hurt you for that. I don't know who you is, but I'm going to hurt you for going for what you did to us, because that was a ripoff. That was a big scam. And we weren't doing proper money management. We weren't doing anything. We were just sitting in all those coins or all those stocks, right? So that's when I set out to automate the market. And really, the people helped me. That's why, you know, when, you know, it was downloadable software and I was automating anything they wanted, because I didn't know what they wanted and I didn't know much about the market anyways. I was going to automate the market and I knew how to do money management, but I was going to give the clients everything they wanted. So I was going to automate it for them. And so they were all amazed. It's like, oh my God, I could ask for what I'm doing manually and he'll automate it. Wow, isn't that great? Well, it turned out we had 10, by the time I was done, I had 10 screens of things you could do. And Attila, I don't know if you said it, but I call it 10 screens of ways to blow yourself
up.
And believe me, they were blowing themselves up all over the place. I'm like, oh my God, they're gambling is all they're doing. This is just chaos, what's going on here. And then on top of that, it was downloadable software, because I didn't have racks of servers like I do now. So when I wrote the software, and I always had AI in my software, that artificial intelligence, neural networks, pattern recognition, I always had that in the software, and it was all built into the trader. So it was all just, it was, when you downloaded that software, it took an hour to download the software onto your computer for starters. And then once it was downloaded, you couldn't even check your email. that software was just sucking up all the computing resources. I was getting email from people. It's like, I can't even, you know, this program's too big, you know. So I sold that company years later, and I rewrote the software in 2000 to be web-based, so that I have the servers. I have racks of servers. All the auto traders run on the servers. And what's so cool then is It doesn't matter how the actual auto trader itself isn't as big as the resources from all the programs that I have that are feeding the auto trader. So your auto trader has one job: find money and give it to me. Take profits, stalk that market like the ever ready bunny rabbit. You know, it's just running. I might get sued for that. I don't know. I just stole their trademark. But it's like it's just running, man, at 1,000,000 miles an hour and just looking for money. And it doesn't let the market breathe without giving us money. It's like we're the tax man. You attach yourself to a coin, and that coin can't move now. It can never go up like 3% without giving you money. And if it goes lower, fine, I'll ratchet down. You know what a ratchet's like. You ratchet lower, and now I got it down, stuck down here. I'll buy more at a lower price. Some people say I'm the opposite of Hillary Clinton. She says when they go high, or when they go low, we go high. I go baloney. When they go low, I go low. I'll go as low as you want to go, because as low as you keep going lower, now you can't even wiggle it a little without me taking money. So I've got them trapped for the rest of my life. If they and I've got all this inventory that I bought up here at higher prices, which is gold. Some people don't realize that. Some people say, "Oh, well, I'm sitting in these positions for 6 months." Who cares? I'm sitting in same positions that I bought 4 years ago, and the price has come down, and I'm still sitting in the inventory. But it's okay, because every time that coin tries to breathe, every time it tries to, and how many times when you have a big move, coin jumps up 20%, I got all this inventory I sell off at one time for all that profit. The example I use there is if you had a 7-Eleven and you only had one bag of potato chips on the shelf, and a school bus full of kids pulls in, you're only going to sell one bag of potato chips. But if you got 20 bags of potato chips on the shelf, you're going to sell a lot more inventory. It's all about turning inventory. That's all it's about. It's not about buying something and praying that it's going to go straight up. When most people buy a coin, and you can think of yourself, when you jump in manually and buy something, what are you doing? You're thinking in your mind, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. The auto trader's thinking, that coin's going to drop 90%. Man, as soon as it buys it, it says, all right, it's going to crash on me. And that's okay, because the lower it goes, the more I'm going to torture the market. Because for the rest of my life, for the rest of your life, they can never wiggle that stock again. You're like the tax man. It's like every time they try to go up a little, you say, give me money, give me money. If you picture a toll booth, most toll booths, well, all toll booths, they just sit out on the highway and they wait for the cars to come, and then you pay your $1.50 or whatever, and then that's it. Unless you're in Florida and you got that toll road, I don't know what you call it.
Turnpike.
The turnpike, you got a lot of toll booths. But if Go Baby Trade was the toll booth, they pay, and then and then they start to go with the car, and then the toll booth chases them and jumps in front of them again. And if they try to, and makes them pay again, and then the toll booth runs ahead and jumps in front of them again. And if they try to go backwards, we start stacking toll booths behind them. Now they can't go forward again without paying. We just always have the market trapped for the rest of our life. It's a money machine it's a life trader.
Ed, since you're on Life Trader, can you explain a seasoned auto trader? Because some people are in this just 2, 3, 4 weeks, and they don't understand what a seasoned trader means.
A well-seasoned auto trader, a trader that's been running. See, that's the thing. A lot of people think to themselves, well, I'm going to wait for the market to take off before I jump in. I'm going to wait for an up market. You could be waiting 4 years if you're waiting for that, because we haven't even seen an up market in the last 4 years. So, you're going to be waiting forever, and you're going to be missing thousands of trades while the coins are low. It doesn't matter where they're at. But if you're waiting for the market to actually take off, like we've been on this 4-year downtrend, if you're waiting for the uptrend to start, then you won't even have any inventory to sell. So you're going to jump in after it starts moving up, and you don't have any inventory. And I'm not a salesman, as Attila. None of us are salesmen. We're just talking common sense. None of us know how to do sales. I'm a programmer. I don't know how to do anything. I can barely change a light bulb. My wife holds the ladder It's just right there, man, the light. Come on, man. But she holds the ladder like I'm on top of a roof or something. It's like I'm in the bedroom changing a light bulb. You don't have to hold the ladder. It's funny.
Relatable.
But
Very
but
relatable.
anyways, so what I'm saying is, what were we talking about now? I always lose.
About a seasoned,
We're talking about
seasoned trader.
All right, a
seasoned trader.
well-seasoned auto trader. It takes time for the auto trader to build inventory. You want to get in, especially you're missing unbelievable down days. You could be building inventory like crazy. The Trump family trust is sitting on $7 billion worth of crypto. Do you think they bought it all at the bottom? They were buying it the whole time for the last few years while it was going lower. And the thing is, they're just accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. And man, and he's going to turn that 7 billion into 70 billion, you watch. And so, you want to have a lot of inventory. Don't let the market ever breathe. If the coin tries to jump up 10%, I want to have 3 lots to sell off that I bought on the way down. And what's cool though is while it's going down, you're accumulating inventory. So when it starts to go back up, you're selling off the inventory you bought prior, but then it wiggles while it's going higher. So while it's going up in a bull, say a bull market or a bull rally for a day or two, it keeps pulling back like that. And each time it pulls back, your trader buys more again. So you're double dipping because not only are you selling the inventory that you bought on the way down, but now you're adding to winners. The software adds to winners and losers. So while it's going higher, we're adding more inventory and then selling it off while it's going higher. We're hopscotching on the way up. I mean, all this stuff, did I even make this stuff up? I mean, I don't know. I programmed it all from just watching the market for 25 years. That's the thing is, and getting the feedback. Some of you, you've already had an auto trader, you throw feedback at me, you say, hey, what about this? And why not do that? And, and a lot of stuff that even gets brought up is already on my to-do list, but there's a lot to do. You can't do everything. And you notice you're not going to see in this trader, I'm going to bring up the trader in a minute, by the way. You're not going to see in this trader a lot of bells and whistles, drop-down menus and all this kind of stuff. This isn't a gambling system. The old system had those 10 screens of things, chaos that you could do. And believe me, all you're going to do is destroy yourself doing all that stuff because what you're doing is chasing the market. Market has some down days, you get discouraged, you start saying, oh, change the strategy, change the symbols. It's like, stop, you don't need to do anything. The software's already got you covered. Just relax, because if you buy a coin up here, say here, and then the price drops down to here, you can't sell that one that you bought up there profitably because the price is low.
That would be a loss.
It would be a loss, and we never take a loss. So you just got to relax. I mean, sometimes somebody will send me email. They'll just sign up, and the auto trader jumps in and buys a coin, and then the same day or the next day the coin is lower, and they'll send me email and say, "How come my auto traders are not making profits?" And I'm like, "There's no profits to make. There's literally if there's no profits to make, don't worry about it because you got the market trapped." I used to say it for years about Microsoft. Before we had Zoom, I used to present to live audiences all over the country, plus Australia. I went there one time, presented to an audience around 2012. A few times in Canada, but mostly all over the U.S., all the different states, the Midwest, West, East, North, South, everywhere, all throughout. Every week I was in front of a different audience, and I never knew what I was going to walk into. There could be 30 people, there could be 300 people, and throw any questions, whatever. And I used to say, back when Microsoft was $30 a share, I'd say, do you guys think Microsoft's ever going to go out of business in the near future? And everybody would say no. I'm like, trade the hell out of it, man. It's free money. At $30 a share, what are you worried about? It's just numbers going up and down. You're overthinking this stuff. And that's the thing. Most people are overthinking it. And you know, that's where they get killed, is they're thinking too hard and they're trying to force things. You know, I actually had one person say, I want you to give me a strategy that'll make a stock go up, make a stock go higher. I know, Simon, you laughed. I think I did too at first. You know, but I don't, you know, I kind of, I know a lot of people, I don't want to put people down for stuff because I can't change a light bulb on a car. You know, I remember standing there on my Range Rover once and the light was out and I stood there and I watched that guy put that light in there and I'm thinking, he just charged me like $175 for 2 minutes worth of work. I'm like, but yet I looked at it and there's no way I was going to be able to do it. You know, so I get it. Everybody has different skills. And, you know, for me, the programming was my forte. Thank you, U.S. Navy. That's where I started programming. But you know, because I've been doing it so long, I could see everything. I could see all the stuff that worked and what doesn't work. And the clients were sharing with me, and I could see the traders that what was working, what wasn't working. Get rid of the stuff that's not working, and let's zoom in on what is working. And what it turns out, what is working is the pattern recognition, which is way cool. That I call that a widget. I mean, I've been doing AI since 1989. And to me, it's a nice add-on to the auto trader. It's not the holy grail. It's not, what do I call it, Edward?
Star of the dish.
A star. Used to say that. You remember, you know, the cooking shows, they open up the baskets and they say this meal has to be cooked with these ingredients. The AI is not the star of the dish. The trader is the star of the dish. What it does with the AI, though, is the AI is like two-factor authentication. It's got its numbers. It's constantly throwing out numbers, but we're not looking at them. Only when the software goes higher when the price goes higher, if the software sees profit, then, and it's getting ready to take that profit because it bought it here and the price went up and it wants to sell it, it says, hey, I've made 3% or 5% profit. I want to take that profit. It'll call the AI and say, what do you think, AI? Do you think it's going to go higher in the next few minutes? And AI can come back and say, yeah, I'm 98% sure it's going to go higher. So the software says, oh, well, we'll hold off on taking that profit right now. We'll let it go higher. And then we'll keep calling the AI until the AI says, I don't see it going higher. Then the software will take the profit. Same way on the downside. When the price goes lower and the software says it's time to buy more based on proper money management, it's time to add more to that coin. Let's buy more. It'll call another AI and say, do you think it's going to go lower? That AI comes back and says, no, I don't see it going lower. Okay, then we'll just buy it right there. And another thing that's really great, though, about the cryptos versus stocks. Do you mind if I share my screen here for a minute?
Yeah.
You've been barred from sharing anymore.
I've been barred.
Barsano, that is. You've been